In today's video then, we shall be taking a look at the 2001 movie Jurassic Park 3, in which was voted by you lovely viewers in the poll that I posted earlier on this week. So without further ado, let's get into the third installment into the Jurassic Park franchise. Like a very solid movie in my opinion, and really helps fit into the Jurassic Park franchise very well, as it moves on from the first to the second and then finishes off with the trilogy off with this third one, and it just finishes the trilogy off quite well. And I know I did a few criticisms in the second movie, why it was made and stuff, but this just brought everything back and looped it back around and went, Jurassic Park isn't that dead after all, and that they can actually make something, because this was slightly different in the way things were done. I also thought that the idea of Alan Grant being persuaded to go back, it was quite cool, because he knew from past experiences, obviously because he was in Jurassic Park 1, and he'd learned that it's fucking dangerous. They don't want to go back, he doesn't want to go back, and everything he talks about now is to do with his paleontology side of things, dinosaurs that did exist, which weren't genetically created, and that he hated his time on the island, and that he would never go back. However, that is wrong, because he ends up going back after being bribed by somebody that didn't have any money, in which is like, you got fucked over, royally fucked over, that guy. And he was basically knocked out of the plane because he thought it was just sort of taught above the island, until they find out that these two people that hired him for like a tour guide actually Billy bullshitted him a bit, because they want him to land on the island and help him find their kid, in which to me brought all this together, because it's not just about the dinosaurs. And that's something that I criticised the first and second ones for, is because it didn't really have any plot around the dinosaurs. And whereas this one, it felt like you've got a plot, then the dinosaur is the bad guy. And that worked for me, because you didn't really see a good side to the dinosaurs in this one. You didn't really see the beauty of the dinosaurs in this one. It was sort of action-packed, and it made sense, because it's like, these dinosaurs that they're going to come up against aren't just these herbivores most of the time. They're going to be these carnivores hunting you down. And that's what this one showed. And to me, it was better that way. As to me, I felt more thrilled watching it. I thought it was more exciting, thinking he's not there just to take photos and gather information this time. He's there to get the kid and go. So obviously there's not going to be any meeting of stegosauruses and all those sorts of herbivore type of dinosaurs. It's all going to be the carnivores, the T-Rexes and the raptors. And that's the sort of stuff I can get my teeth into, because that is the sort of stuff I want to see from a Jurassic Park movie. And I thought, like I said, it was really cool how they use past experiences, and it's sort of like a PTSD sort of thing, and he did not want to go back to Ireland. I'm not going back. I had past experiences there. I'm not going back. And then he ended up going back, and then he ended up not loving it, but he was just looking at all the dinosaurs again, but in a negative way, which was quite cool. I also loved how Sam Neill came back in this movie, and it might be not a big deal for many people, but to me, when you replace cast or do not use the original cast in a movie, it sort of takes the tone out of that particular movie, and that's what I thought it did in the second one. Although I did have lots of positives to say, and if you want to go check out the Lost World movie review, check down in the description to go check that out after this video. But to me, it felt, oh yeah, he's back. He's back. Sam Neill's back. Laura Dern's back. It's going to be great. The other person that weren't back, which is my favourite character in the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park, is Jeff Goldblum's character, as he's amazing. But to me, Sam Neill's straight behind him, and so is Laura Dern's, because that brings nostalgia back. That's the sort of stuff you want to see movies do. Bring old characters back where you go, oh, it's Alan Grant, oh my God. And that was great. Absolutely great to see them come back. They made it great to watch again, and very exciting, as Alan Grant's story, as he didn't want to go back to an island, and he went back not to the same island but the second island, sort of worked. It's a bit confusing with the two islands and stuff, and that's why on this review of the full three, I would say if they'd have kept to one island, it would have been better, because then it gets more confusing when it goes to the worlds and Jurassic Parks, that there's 2 islands, but then there's 1 island, and it just gets so confusing. So whereas if you just go, there's 2 islands, and he went to one, and he went to the other, I guess it makes sense, but it's still kind of confusing at the same time. But I think in this instance, it sort of worked as he went to a different island and he saw different things, I guess. To me, though, Laura Dern and Sam Neill weren't the only standouts in this particular movie, as we saw the likes of Alessandro Nivola, who was the sidekick character called Billy, and he was quite cool as well, as this sort of paleontologist type of character who's been studying dinosaurs but hasn't really met them in the flesh, because it's not really normal to meet dinosaurs in the flesh these days. I don't walk across the road and go, "Hello, T-Rex, what are you doing here today?" It's not like that, is it? Really? Really? I don't. Tell me if you've seen any dinosaurs recently, because I haven't seen any dinosaurs recently. I'm going to admit that I ain't seen any pterodactyls flying in the sky neither. But you know, it is what it is. But yeah, he hasn't seen that type of creature before that's live and walking around. So it was great to see his sort of whoa, and him starting to fuck with the environment as well by trying to nick raptor eggs, which was never a smart idea, in which he suddenly finds out towards the end of the movie where they're like, "Where are those raptor eggs?" And then he's getting hunted down by every dinosaur there is because he nicked some eggs. Yeah. But I personally think these 3 was the best 3 actors and actresses in this particular movie. And they're not the only people in this movie, as I thought the likes of William H Macy, Michael Jester, Trevor Morgan, Leoni were also pretty good as well, but they didn't have that impact that these 3 did have. To summarise this movie then, this is a world-class film in my opinion, and a 7.6 out of 10, because it is fantastic and a very solid movie. So if you agree or disagree with anything I've said in this video, let me know down in the comments down below. If you've got your own ratings and your own thoughts, get down in the comments down below and let me know. Also, if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be alerted to all the new content this channel creates. And if you haven't already, go check out the description for more vids just like this one. And I shall see you guys in the next one. Later.